everybody, it's Lyn from Lyn's Craft Designs. I've got a unusual video today. It's just gonna be tips for starting with UV resin. There are lots of videos on YouTube about UV resin, and trust me, I've watched most of them. But what they never talk about is when you start with UV resin, first of all, you know nothing about it. There are lots and lots of brands of UV resin, and you'll buy one of them and you buy a light and it doesn't cure, it stays sticky. What did I do wrong? There could be a lot of things you did wrong, but there could be things you didn't know you did wrong. I've got two brands of UV resin. They both say the same thing on the bottle: hard top, UV resin. You'd think they cure the same way, with the same light. That is the whole difference. When you start with UV resin, luckily when I started with UV resin, they still hadn't developed the LED UV resin. Some of them say on the bottle it's a LED UV resin, which is so helpful because you then know what kind of light you need to get. I would pull out the lights and show them to you, but they're on extremely short cords. So I'll try to put a picture up or something, but there's LED UV lights, and then there are like 36 watt UV tube lights. They're 9 watt tube lights, but put them all together, and they're 36 watt. So I would suggest starting out with both. Now you can get them super cheap. I think when I got mine, it was like, literally, it was $14 for that UV light. It was the UV tube lights. Obviously, because they didn't have LED UV lights yet. So then, I did a LED UV light for review. And again, they're super cheap. And I don't mean cheapy. They're super inexpensive. You'll pay more for the resin. Okay? So, I would suggest both lights. Then it doesn't matter what kind of UV resin you buy. It's gonna cure under one of them. So, I have a 36 watt UV tube light, and I have, I don't know what wattage it is, an LED nail light. So, I'm good to go. These little I don't know what you would call them, embellishments. I use them on the little resin keychains on and in. There's the little fish. It's really cute in the cat butt one. The bow, that's really cute on a lot of them. There's a little gingerbread man. These are cactus. The leaves I did for another project. I'll show you that in another video. Mermaid Tails, the star and the heart. And excuse the state of this one because, ugh. It's those, I think they call them mica flakes, but they're like, I'm not sure what they are, but anyway. They stick, and they stick. The fish, the sunglasses, the seashells, and the foot. Okay? I'll show you some of them. These are the Mermaid Tails. Super cute. I absolutely love them. You could do them with different mica powders and make them look different to one another. I'll probably just put these in my stash and have them ready to go. These and these I've got a I've got a resin brush that I just keep it. I never wash it out because it only has UV resin, and as long as you don't put it under the UV light, it won't cure. So I just keep it at the back of my desk so it doesn't ever get the UV light, which is back behind me. It doesn't ever interfere with it. So these just has a little tiny bit of the pixie dust, which is by Christy Friesen, glitter in the UV resin, and I just brushed it on and then put it back under the UV light. That's why they have a shiny, glossy, as opposed to like this star, which I haven't done anything to yet. That's the color, the Lyn Resin color change. Chameleon powders. That's what they are. Same thing with the foot. This is not color change. This is just regular mica. This one is a green and purple. I'll put them both in the mold. The sunglasses. The heart. I was running out of the glittered UV resin I put on top, so it's not perfect. I'll dome it again. Don't worry. The little fish. They're so cute. And then just before I started the video, I did another one. I love how I put a lot of mica. Okay, I've just picked out a few colors. This is, it came with some of the mica powder, but it's just a little, I'm sure it's a makeup brush, but it's got a soft but firm tip. Okay, you can also use a makeup applicator. That's what a lot of the nail powders come with. Okay, let's start with, I'm going to start with the Gingerbread Man. Now, the detail in the Gingerbread Man, you could use a paint pen, because it's so tiny. You really couldn't do it with mica powder. Unlike the cactus, it's got a tiny little flower up here at the top. So you could dust that with a little pink and then do the rest with the green. Same thing with this one, has a tiny little flower at the top and then the rest is green. The trouble comes. Let's say I've got, okay, this isn't pink, but still, I've got a pink and I'm dusting just the flour. If any spills on to the green part and you don't clean it off, it will show. Even after you put the green on. Whatever you put first is what you're gonna see. If I dust this little fish with purple and then I go back and I put green in it, it's still gonna be purple. Unless you can really scrub the green down onto the silicone mold, because the silicone has what to the resin is a tacky surface, even though it's not. But to the resin, it's a tacky surface. Hair sticks to it like crazy, so that's why I try to keep all of my silicone molds in zipper top bags. It's just for protection, to keep them cleaner, because stuff like this, those, I don't know what they're called, color changing Chameleon flakes, they're nothing like mica flakes, but anyway, they could be I don't know, a shade super thin, I don't know. But even the mica powder will stay back in the recesses sometimes. Sometimes it pulls right off and it's perfectly clean. But other times you're gonna have to wash your mold. Okay, but even just for an hour sitting around, I will turn the top one upside down just to keep the dust out. Okay. Now, I said I wanted to do the leaves. And lime green, okay? But what I want is to do them on one side, and I'm gonna actually do around the outside. Okay. That was really the color I wanted to. I'll have to find that in a minute. This one is the sea green. Sorry, this one was grass green. I have never in my life seen grass that color. Okay, so I'll do the sea green. Okay. There we go. For something like this, it really doesn't look like it makes that much difference. But when you pop it out of the mold, you'll see a difference. Okay? Alright, so let's put the lid on, because I don't want to wear this color. Okay. This one is pastel purple. The one that I said, people that labeled these colors, does that look pastel purple to you? Okay, a half purple fish. I'll have to do a half grass green fish, because my other green is gone walkabout. Okay. This is the wine. Okay, but for the bow, I'm hoping it's gonna really be pretty. You want to try to get the edges. Okay, one of the other things. Any mica powder that you have left in the crevices that's not burnished down, okay, that is gonna float up in your resin, so you really want to try to avoid that. Okay, so just blow it out after you've burnished all that mica powder in. Okay, all I have left is the gingerbread pan. This is the burnt umber, which also is one of my favorites. And yes, you can dust off your brush in between. I intentionally grabbed a little extra mica just to make it good and rich, as opposed to like this fish. I tried to keep it kind of translucent, if you can use that as a term. I'm talking about mica powder. Mica powder is very opaque. If you put it in resin, it's gonna be opaque. If you want it to be translucent, transparent, a resin dye is your best friend. Alcohol inks unfortunately are not made light fast, so they can fade over time. And trust me, I'm speaking from the voice of experience. I could dig out pieces and show you that it fades. It just fades. Just like the resin will turn yellow over time. Okay. Some resins will turn yellow over time. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. This one already, although it started out yellow, sorry. It's already begun to yellow. Okay. I'm putting pink on it, so I don't care. The UV resins tend not to yellow as fast. With your 2-part resin, sorry, I didn't reach behind. They tell you to use it within 6 months. Unfortunately, I was not able to use it within 6 months. Because last year was a crazy year. I don't want to talk about it, but I'm just not going to include 2021. Let's say in my diary. I'm just going to pretend it didn't happen. Okay? So, I'll do the rest of the greens. What the heck? Let's try to find a pink. A pink. Oh, so sorry. This one is rose. I started to say pink, but okay. Now, just this flower up here at the top. Okay. And then just this flower. Okay. And just because I love this color, the grass green again. Still say I don't know why you chose that for naming this color, but okay. Sorry if I got a little quiet. Now those cactuses will come out so cute. I'm gonna do this one, which is the one that works under the UV tube light. I'm only gonna do one because of course when I went to start this video, my light that I've had for 10 years. One of the bulbs went out. So I'm going to have to order more bulbs. So that just means it will work with a little less than it's supposed to. So I'm just going to do the little gingerbread man. This one also is a little thicker. And by a little, I mean a lot. Okay, so I'll just kind of tug the corners of the mold, trying to make sure that there's no air bubbles. So, alright, I'm going to put this under the light. This light actually has a continuous on setting, so I'll just put it under there for 5 minutes or so. Then I'll flip it over and do it again, and then I'll be back. Then while that one's under the light, I know that I will use a lot of these Mermaid Tails. So we're going to go with some teal. Like I said, be sure you get up under the edges and okay. Now, it will seem like it takes a lot for mica powder. But once you blow it out, it really leaves so little behind. Okay. Now let's see, did we get anything out for the tails? No. Let's see. Something a little different. This is the light yellow. Okay. Now let's check on the gingerbread. Okay, flip him over. And wait just a couple of more minutes. Okay, now the Mermaid Tails. I'm going to use, this is the Lamino brand. This is the brand that I prefer, and it does work under the LED light. As I believe you can see, this one is a lot thinner. Okay. Now I'll put this one under the LED light. Okay. Now we'll take this gingerbread man. Oh! And I didn't leave him long enough. He's still sticky. So I popped him right back in there. Now, the reason why is probably because that mica powder is a little too opaque. So the light can't penetrate through. Alright, so, but I'm going to give it a couple more minutes. It could also be because the light bulb is out. So I'm really only curing with, what is it, 27 watts. Yeah. Okay, here's the gingerbread man. I'm thinking with the bulb out, it's just, it's curing mostly, but it just won't finish curing. So, I'm going to go with the Lamino and just fill up these leaves. And again, I'm sorry I get so quiet. Guess it just takes that much concentration. Okay. Okay. Now, again, I'll put these under the... Another thing, your breath the carbon dioxide in your breath will cause the bubbles to pop. Now, this doesn't work in all cases, but that little stubborn one right there. Okay, the flame from a lighter. Not touching the mold. Not touching the mold. Just hovered over the surface of the mold will cause the bubbles to pop. If you touch the mold with the lighter, it will fuse to your UV resin. Okay? Put these under the UV light, the LED light. I'll be right back. Okay. Now remember, these are the Lumino UV resin under the LED light, UV light. Okay. So cute. Now, of course, there's a little extra flashing and stuff. Really so thin it just will pop right off. Okay. So cute. Sorry. These are just my own silicone molds that I made. Okay. You can barely tell the difference in color. Maybe a little more on these because they have more texture. Oh, fishy. Oh, he's so cute. That one, remember, I did the half purple and half green. He's so cute. This one was with the wine. Not sure what happened. Maybe something happened with the mold. Okay. Then the cactuses. They're so cute. Oh my goodness, so cute. Okay. Just a few tips and tricks when using UV resin. Okay. Remember, if you can't get it to cure, it may not be something you're doing wrong necessarily. It may just be because these Chinese companies don't always have the best translations on their resin. Okay? You can't always necessarily tell. Like when I bought this one, because I was out of the Lumino, sorry. And so I bought this, and then when I tried curing it under the LED light, it came out sticky. So I popped it under the UV tube light, and it cured fine. So I should write on here, which, although I do know that the Lumino cures under the LED light, even though it doesn't say so on the label. It probably should. Okay? So, if your resin's not curing, if your UV resin's not curing, it's probably not your fault. Okay? Just don't think you did something wrong. Although, as we've seen, if your tube light goes out, let's stick this back under there, then it possibly won't have the wattage to cure. Okay, so order bulbs for the one that's out. Otherwise, keep using the Lumino. Okay. Now, it may not be the right product for you. It does take time and testing to decide which UV resin it is you want to use. Okay? Last little thing. Hopefully you can see the difference in the one that's coated again. It's got a top coat of resin and this one doesn't. Okay? Okay. Super easy and fun. I'm sorry I did this off camera. It's so cute. Just a little super glue gel. Okay. Thank y'all so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. I will have links to the products used. I'll even link the silicone that I used. These are just some of the little, I don't know what you call them, embellishments. I think they sell them usually as slime. Trinkets or charms in beds. Anyway, they're super cute. I've got way too many. But some of the ones that, like, there's only one of, I went ahead and made a mold because I knew I would want more. Like these darn sunglasses. There was literally 2 in all of the embellishments that I bought. One that's a little larger, and then this one. So, sorry I keep getting sidetracked. Thank y'all so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Like I said, I'll leave the links to my products below. I get a little kickback from Amazon for my Amazon shop. The rest of my social media links are listed below. Bye for now.